Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sara Varni. I am the Chief Marketing Officer here at Attentive, and I'm excited to welcome you to our fireside chat where we are going to review the 2023 Global State of Conversational Commerce Report. And I'm also super lucky to be joined today by my colleague, Kasey.
Yes, it's great to be here, Sarah. I'm Kasey Hickey. I'm the Senior Director of Content Marketing at Attentive, and I am looking forward to talking to you about our State of Conversational Commerce report. So last year, we launched the inaugural State of Conversational Commerce. We surveyed U.S. consumers about their shopping habits as they transitioned into this hybrid world. This year, we took that State of Conversational Commerce report global. We are really excited to release the full report on March 27th, but in the meantime, we're going to give you a sneak peek into our findings and how you can apply them to your 2023 marketing strategy. Before we jump in, I want to cover just a couple of housekeeping items. If you experience any issues with your audio or video, just try joining through the direct phone dial-in. We are recording this webinar, and we're going to share the on-demand recording in a follow-up email within just a few days. And if you have any questions throughout this session, don't hesitate to post them in the Q&A panel. We'll follow up with you via email. So let's dive in. So as I mentioned, we surveyed 5,000 US consumers and 3,000 consumers from the UK, Canada, and Australia to find out how they define loyalty, what data and incentives they'll trade with brands, and what's going to keep them coming back to a brand. All right, so today we're going to highlight the top insights from the consumers we surveyed and how marketers should be thinking about their strategies based off these key findings. First, we're going to take a look at how consumer preferences have changed from last year to this year. Then we're going to talk about the consumers' preferences around loyalty and what factors influence them to spend more. And then we're going to dive into consumer channel preferences and how often they're actually engaging with brands across different channels and what they're looking to get from brands across these different channels. And the last piece we're going to cover is the trends around consumer spending and what opportunities there are to influence consumers to spend more. So let's start by talking about last year. Last year, fast shipping and convenience and ease of payment were the top priorities for consumers. And that wasn't surprising given the world that we lived in. This year, we're seeing a shift in these priorities. Most notably, we're seeing that discounts have become a top priority. One thing hasn't changed, though, and that's mobile shopping continues to grow and be the channel of choice for consumers. In fact, 93% of US shoppers this year told us that they were already interested in or opted in to text from a brand. If you compare that to the numbers from last year, that's a significant jump, and of course, an even bigger jump from the previous year. Now that we've set the stage for the headspace that consumers are in, let's take a closer look at what they're actually expecting from brands and how loyalty has evolved over time for them. So as I mentioned, in 2022, conversational commerce was all about convenience for consumers. Saving time was the name of the game. And we're hitting another inflection point now. So saving time is no longer a deal maker. But saving money is. Consumers are on the hunt for value, whether that's getting a deal or saving by investing in the right product for the long term. And consumers are looking for that value with every interaction they have with a brand, whether that means getting a personalized recommendation or getting their questions answered. What we found is that the phone number, which is a key identity marker, is also something consumers are willing to share with brands. And in fact, 48% of respondents worldwide said that they would share their phone number in exchange for valuable offers. There is a give-get when it comes to gathering consumer data. Consumers are willing to share those details about themselves and what they're looking for, but only if they see the benefits of it. So they want to feel heard, and they want brands to deliver the kinds of experiences that they're looking for, and they want them on the right channels. That said, they want different things from different channels. When we asked US consumers how they felt about sharing personal information with brands, 50% of them said that they would give their phone number out in exchange for a complimentary gift or free shipping. 49% said that they'd share their phone number in exchange for a great discount. There are those discounts. And 51% of global consumers said that they would share product preferences in exchange for a free gift. But what we also found is that consumers are willing to share more than just their phone number, especially if what they get in return is a personalized recommendation. For products like skincare or jewelry, those additional data points are really an opportunity for brands to deliver those more personalized and tailored experiences. Globally, 40% of consumers told us that they would share their age, birthday, and gender to receive those personalized recommendations from brands. So the more brands can deliver what consumers want to them, the more loyal consumers become, right? Consumers are expressing their loyalty these days in a variety of different ways. That could mean joining a VIP program, being an engaged follower on social media, becoming a consistent app user, an email subscriber, an SMS subscriber, and of course, being a repeat purchaser. 74% of consumers told us that they consider themselves to be loyal to at least 5 brands. And as marketers are facing rising acquisition costs, and prioritizing loyalty and retention is really key. And of course, one of the best ways to do so is to deliver more personalized experiences to consumers on the channels that they prefer. So given that consumers are clearly comfortable providing personal information to brands in exchange for these exclusive offers, Sara, how do you think marketers should be thinking about using data to improve the customer experience?
Yeah, I mean, I think given this current economic environment, Kasey, it's more critical than ever for marketers to really engage their consumers at every step of the way. And they need to do it in a hyper-personalized way. In the past, where it used to be, personalization meant entering someone's name in an email or an SMS thread, now marketers must take that a lot further to really engage their customers. And so that's where collecting zero-party and first-party data up front is hypercritical. That might be their product preferences, that might be their size preferences, that might be their spend level thresholds, but all that information is super important to engage customers and bring them along your customer journey. Just to give a quick refresher on zero-party versus first-party data. First-party data is all of that data you can easily assess via your own channels. So that's visits to particular product pages on your website, that's clicks on emails, that's opens of SMS. All of that is information that you really have at your fingertips as marketers through the manifestation of your digital stack. But what's also super important, and what we're seeing marketers use more and more of, is zero-party data. And this is preference data or feedback that you might collect for a customer throughout their journey. So let's say they return something. Why did they return it? Did it not fit? Was it not a color they liked? Or you might administer a survey to get more of a sense of the types of products someone is looking at in a particular point in time. What types of swimwear are you looking at for the summer season that's right around the corner? All of that data can be used to create a more personalized journey as your customer engages more and more with your brand. At Attentive, we see customers really harnessing the power of zero-party data. We see customers like Zales, which you can see here, is trying to collect spend information up front so they can then recommend the most relevant products for that customer. Or Juneshine, who is trying to get preferences on the types of drinks that a customer likes so they can then throw back the appropriate product recommendation or a discount. And then a company like Vosges, who is trying to create a tailored experience based on where someone likes to travel in general. All of these create a really personalized, engaging experience that a digital marketer can deliver also, most importantly, at scale.
Well, that's great, Sara. Now that we've talked a little bit about how marketers could be thinking about using customer data to deliver these more personalized experiences, let's talk about consumer preferences around loyalty and how consumers are thinking about engaging with brands. So in our survey, we found that 91% of consumers globally have already signed up for an SMS program. And what's interesting is that internationally, this number is actually catching up with the US. And in fact, 88% of international respondents told us that they were either interested in or already signed up for SMS marketing. But not only are consumers signing up from text from brands, but 63% of them actually engage with a brand's SMS twice a week. That's more than I text with some of my friends. Now, a lot of marketers fear cannibalizing their email and SMS channels, but that's just not a concern, or it shouldn't be. 85% of respondents told us that brands that they subscribe to via SMS, they're also subscribing to their email channels, but they're getting different things from each channel. So given that consumers are comfortable interacting with brands across a variety of different channels, Sara, how do you think brands should be using SMS in tandem with their other marketing channels?
Yeah, well, as you just mentioned, Kasey, more consumers are signing up for SMS, which is great. That's another way for brands to reach their consumer. But it's also important to note that SMS only adds to the conversation. We never want our marketers to think about these channels in silos, and SMS should be part of your broader holistic communication strategy across email, social media, your website, and really treat it as a holistic communication effort.
Definitely. Consumers know when they're just getting the same message on every channel, and they don't want that anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. And we want to make sure that marketers are avoiding that. As Kasey just mentioned, 85% of respondents said that for the brands they subscribe to for SMS, they're also subscribed to that email program. And this is further proof that it's not an either or world. Consumers are comfortable hearing from brands on multiple channels. But I think our marketers need to be really mindful of how they're orchestrating across channels and when they're using which channel for what. As you think through it, SMS and email are great for different things. When it comes to SMS, you can think about short form content or things that are more timely. When it comes to email, longer form content is going to be a better approach. When it comes to SMS particularly lends itself well to campaigns that are highlighting discounts or promotions or something that is time-based. Also, product launches are a great thing to announce via SMS. In the past, these things might have been announced via email blast, but with SMS, it becomes a much more tailored and personal experience right from their device. One brand that we engage with quite often and think that is doing a fantastic job across email and SMS is Urban Outfitters. Urban Outfitters is doing a great job of collecting email and SMS in one easy flow. And this is a common best practice that we share with our customers. You can often extend an offer for both signups as one. You can also use this flow to collect consumer preferences like birthdays or interests or gender or product preferences, and then use that particular information to customize the journey beyond that sign-up point. Urban Outfitters in particular offers email and SMS in tandem to drive list growth with a two-tap sign-up. The user clicks the sign-up button and is linked to the messaging app with the message pre-filled. All the shopper has to do is hit send. It's super easy, and they are now signed up for the brand's emails and texts simultaneously.
Super cool. Becoming fluent in how to message via email versus SMS is definitely key to keeping those folks subscribed and continuing to spend. Well, let's dive into findings around consumer spending habits and what those look like in this shifting economy. So we know that reaching customers with the right message at the right time is critical. And we found that over 61% of consumers have actually spent between $50 and $500 on an item marketed to them via text. That's anything from a makeup set to a piece of furniture. And the other interesting thing that we found was that consumers are actually most likely to shop on their phone while they're watching TV at night. In fact, 74% of them are doing that. I'm one of them. The next most popular time to shop is when someone gets a great text about a great sale. 65% of folks said that they will buy something when they get a text about a great sale. And the last most popular time is while drinking their morning coffee. I know I shop online on my mobile device during all those times. And what's really cool is that once you do get your hands on the full report, you'll see that we have some really interesting data around generational spending habits. And we're excited to dive into those as well. So in last year's report, we found that fast shipping was the most important incentive that would influence consumers to spend more than they planned. In fact, 83% of consumers said that they would spend more if fast shipping was an option. That's totally notable given where we were last year. Fast shipping still matters today, but it just feels like it's table stakes now. Unsurprisingly, given the macro environment that we're in, consumers are really looking for a great deal. And globally, 66% say that a great discount would influence them to spend more than they had originally planned. But brands have a variety of levers when it comes to influencing consumers to spend more, beyond discounts and fast shipping, which of course you should be considering first. But you should also be thinking about loyalty perks and offering great customer service, which I'll talk about in the next slide. And bundled products if you want to drive that higher AOV. So let's dig into customer service as a lever for driving loyalty. And there are lots of different ways to deliver great customer service. Consumers are looking for answers every step of the way. 88% of them want to engage in a conversation with a brand when they have a specific product question, and 86% are looking to resolve an issue at the checkout. These are all opportunities for brands to leverage two-way channels, which I know Sarah's going to talk about shortly. So Sarah, consumers are clearly willing to spend, and I'd love to know how you think these trends are going to impact how marketers should adapt their strategies to make an impact in 2023.
Yeah, I mean, I think the shakeup in consumer priorities makes complete sense given our current economic environment. Like you just mentioned, things and perks that used to be, special and something that would lure people in, like free shipping, have now become table stakes. But discounts, as we're seeing, especially in this environment, which brands can obviously adapt to their audience and their season, are really still a standout reason to click buy. And it's important to keep in mind, but ultimately, when reached at the right time with that right offer on the right channel, your consumers are likely to spend more than they originally anticipated. We also see two-way communication and two-way SMS as an incredible way to reach your buyers and bring them further into the funnel. This could be to engage via customer service, like Kasey mentioned, or it could be to learn more about products and get more detailed information about what they're actually buying. As noted, customer service plays a big part in building customer loyalty, and expectations for that experience are changing. Consumers want to engage in a conversation with a brand not only when they have an issue, but like I mentioned, when they're trying to learn more about the product and figure out if it's the right fit for them. Two-way communication really differentiates SMS as a channel. You're able to build that personal one-to-one experience, but you're also able to do it at scale with a platform like Attentive. Here are some brands that we've noticed are doing a great job in our customer base, engaging with customers in two-way conversation. We have brands like Cocoa Floss or ModCloth who are helping answer customer questions and help them through their buying journey. And then we have customers like We Wore What, who are also providing that, taking a step further and providing that additional level of customer service all through SMS.
Well, thank you, Sarah, so much for providing your insights and point of view on these takeaways from this report. It's going to be really interesting to see how consumer trends continue to shift brand strategies this year.
I agree. And just to net out the key takeaways, I hope everyone has seen from this data that it's critical to really start building loyalty before that first purchase. That orchestration has never been more important than ever, and really thinking about when to use email versus SMS as a channel, and to think about a broader channel strategy across email, SMS, social, your website, and your customer service experience. And then finally, making sure you're leveraging the capabilities of two-way channels. We really think this is the future and a way to create that in-store personalized experience, but doing it in a digital way at scale. And at this point, I'd love to thank everyone for attending. If you have any questions or interested how you could get started with Attentive, please visit our website at attentive.com or email us at growth@attentive.com, and we're happy to reach out to schedule time to connect.
Awesome. And the State of Conversational Commerce report is going to be released on Monday, March 27th. We're going to make sure that everyone who registered for the webinar receives the link for the full report. And thank you, Sarah, and thank you all for joining us today.
Thanks all. Have a great day.